Thank you for taking time to join our webinar. My name is Matt St. John. I'm the Senior Sales Executive here at V Technologies. Appreciate the time. And of course, as you see, we're going to talk about how StarShip can definitely replace, take you higher over the QuickBooks Shipping Manager. Honestly, we get calls daily from current shipping manager users saying, we don't know what happened, but it doesn't really work anymore. And we'll definitely highlight some of those kind of things that we hear on a daily basis and definitely talk about how StarShip can help, resolve those issues, or even, again, do more and take your shipping to a streamlined, very fast, quick approach. So real quick, let me just first jump in, talk a little bit about V Technologies as a company. We've actually been developing integrated shipping solutions since 1987 is when we started out. At VTech, all we do is integrated shipping software. So with that, I always mention it because it really gives us that time to think about and support, those little carrier options that they might come out with, especially nowadays with over the past year or so. I think now with UPS OAuth and FedEx authorization that soon FedEx is releasing. So of course we do support those, but really gives us that time and development to offer our customers a shipping solution, again, that's going to help streamline the day-to-day shipping activities, really offer you a solution that as a shipper, less things I have to click, type, touch, the better. I just basically want to bring in my orders, process my shipments, and be done with it. I don't have to type in things. I don't want to stop and select shipping options. Manually select, hey, in this case, who's the least expensive carrier? And again, we'll definitely talk about those. But StarShip, we do integrate with over, I think it's like 14 now different ERP systems. Again, we'll talk about the integration with QuickBooks today, but we also have live integrations with over 30 parcel as well as LTL carriers. And if you are using 3PL or logistics trucking company services, we also integrate with them. So really, StarShip is what we consider a multi-carrier, multi-mode. It is going to allow you to process all your different type of shipments just from one user platform. And like I said, we're here to help you and your shippers just be able to process shipments, save time, save money, reduce those shipping costs, reduce that time it takes someone to get something out the door. But on the flip side of that, also help with the front office where, hey, StarShip's automatically going to push back tracking, pro numbers, shipping information, freight amounts. So that way, a lot of our clients come to us and we're cutting and pasting that. So again, offer you a complete solution that will help streamline that shipping activity. So as I just mentioned, again, StarShip is going to take QuickBooks Shipping Manager and really kind of bury it, and we're going to give you more and more. So we have advanced shipping capabilities, again, automation, integration, plug and play integration, because with StarShip, the way we integrate with QuickBooks, it is simple data mapping of fields. So all we're doing is simply just taking our StarShip fields and pointing those to QuickBooks fields. And as you see, that could be QuickBooks Enterprise, QuickBooks Online, or if you're growing and you might outgrow QuickBooks, looking to move on to another ERP system. Again, we have over another dozen ERP systems that we integrate with. So again, here are just some of those issues that we find customers are coming to us daily regarding the QuickBooks Shipping Manager. Of course, big thing, no support for multiple package shipments in a single shipment. So if you need to ship, say, 2-3 boxes, guess what? You're going to have to process that shipment 2-3 times. With StarShip, we're bringing in all the order header, line item detail. So your line items are going to come in as well. And then from there, you're going to be able to add boxes or boxes, pallets if we are doing LTL. You can put items in boxes. Now, item box detail is not a requirement. So if you don't want to get into that level of detail, you don't have to. But most importantly, you're going to be able to process multiple package shipments. Okay, no problems. Other things, if you're doing third party, I know a lot of clients do that, and it's a pain. I hear all the things like, oh yeah, we put a note on the pick sheet. Hey, make sure you ship on customer's account number 12345. With StarShip, we can automate that. So we also validate billing account numbers. So if it isn't valid, the StarShip is not going to allow the shipper to send it out. Okay, so going to be able to help with third party, line drop shipments. If you need to send something like it's showing it needs to go from someone else, we can help do those as well. Another thing I hear, international, yeah, we do it. It's such a pain. We kind of shy away from it because of all the paperwork and, hey, make sure these harmonized Schedule B codes, all that required information like country manufacturer, what documents do we need to print. So that's something StarShip also supports. We have a database where we can have all that international information already set up and stored. So as a shipper, again, I don't have to go in and make any changes. I just process my shipments. StarShip can generate international documents like commercial invoices, for example, or with FedEx and UPS, we do fully support their electronic feature where they're going to deliver them. Okay. So it's easy access to doing international. Authentication errors, if I can talk, like especially with UPS, see that a big issue going on with QuickBooks Ship Manager. So again, StarShip, we fully support the OAuth that UPS has changed, made changes to. Same thing with FedEx coming out. We've actually UPS, we were done way ahead of time. They let us know like one of the top 5 that shipping softwares that actually were done really early ahead of time, just waiting for them to make the change. And then again, with StarShip data mappings, with the workflows, it's very flexible. So we're going to, compared to like the shipping manager, so we can kind of configure StarShip to meet your shipping needs as a shipper. So, hey, this thing's automatically selected for me. This option, this is automatically changed for me. Hey, what fields do I want to pull in? What don't I want to pull in? Or what documents do I want StarShip to generate? Other things like, hey, do we want StarShip in this scenario to write back a freight amount inside of QuickBooks? Maybe the order came from a website, e-commerce site, and we've already charged the customer. So StarShip can definitely help with all of that and give you a very flexible, easy to use solution to process your shipments. Okay. Some other things, as I mentioned, StarShip is multi-carrier, multi-mode, but things with like rate shopping, we're pinging carriers with your live contract information. So real-time StarShip is going to return things like your live contract rates, published list rates if you need. We even have an applied section where if you do need to do a freight roll, where maybe, hey, yeah, we offer free shipping over X amount of dollars, or anytime we ship this item, we need to add additional $3 because it's heavy or it's fragile. We're going to need additional packaging material. So again, going to give you that flexibility. Best way shipping, some clients just have shipping codes called best way, and StarShip automatically selects the least expensive carrier service. We also do things with dimensional weight. So StarShip will run the carrier's dimensional calculations and actually show the correct rate based on dimensions. Another nice thing there, it goes to the carrier at that correct dimensional weight. So later on, you don't receive those bills that, hey, you sent this out at 10 pounds, but then dimensionally it was 15. Here's the difference. Same thing with freight class. Now with LTL carriers, they're all going to dimensional based freight classes. So we do have a density calculator, and StarShip will automatically assign that freight class based on that calculation. And as I mentioned, again, over 30 integrations with small parcel, regional carriers, LTL, third-party integrations. We also do have like user-defined carrier modules. So for example, a lot of our clients, we do LTL and we send it out using our customers' ABC's trucking. So we could set up StarShip so you could still process the shipment using those user-defined carriers or those carriers that you might not need an integration with. So again, it's going to give you that flexibility to just really, as a shipper, just use StarShip to process all my different type of shipments. And here's just a snapshot of some of those carriers that we do have integrations with. So again, small parcel, LTL, returning live your rates. A lot of the LTL carriers, nice thing with them, they do support things like returning pro numbers automatically, or even doing scheduled pickups where you can tell them, yeah, we have this shipment ready to go on this date. Come get it between these hours. And then again, multiple package shipments, one workflow. It's very simple. StarShip's going to see the items on the order, automatically map them in. Then there from a shipper, I can add boxes. I can, again, if I want, put items in boxes. If you do have any single items that always ship in the same type of package, maybe like case packs, StarShip can even learn those packaging scenarios and automatically pack those items, or item, I should say, because it is one item to one type of box. But nice thing there, yeah, you know what? We always ship this widget. It always goes into a medium box. That will come in, already be packaged for my shipper. So I don't have to worry about adding that box or putting items in the box again if I want to get into that level of detail. Again, third-party drop ship. So as you see, automatically we can assign freight charges to customers, vendors, whomever you like. I have a lot of clients, a lot of them, hey, we drop ship for Home Depot. Nice thing there, StarShip knows, yeah, it's going to Home Depot. Sender information can be automatically changed. Even the documents, Home Depot requires a special packing list that has their logo, their information, even has like a return section. So we can even create that in StarShip and then assign a rule that in that case would basically be, hey, if sender equals Home Depot, automatically generate this special document instead of the normal ones that we would do for our regular type shipments. And as I just mentioned, kind of segue there, again, customize forms, put rules on forms. We can modify them, but really for shippers, they're just going to be able to get all the documentations that they need at time of shipment, shipping labels, packing slips, again, international documents, so on and so forth. But makes things very easy. Bill of lading forms, I have a lot of clients come to us, say, yeah, we create that in an Excel file. So it takes a while, we use a spreadsheet. So StarShip can generate those, or the carrier can even electronically send their type of documents if you need. And then, of course, the live integration. So StarShip is the live integration to QuickBooks. It's live looking at the data, bringing the data in, and most importantly, live real time pushing the data back into QuickBooks. So as soon as that shipper processes the shipment, again, they're getting their labels, documents, but really for the front office now, StarShip's going to update QuickBooks with tracking, pro numbers, as I mentioned, freight amounts. We even have like notes that you can send back, like if you do want to add some additional shipping information inside of QuickBooks. And then again, with StarShip, so it is 100% cloud-based. So nice thing, you can access StarShip from anywhere. We do use Microsoft Azure environment, so you're also going to gain access to their security protocols. Nice thing being cloud. Hey, no more servers to maintain, nothing in-house. Upgrades, we handle those, automatically roll them out. So you always be on the latest version of StarShip. And we really just have different tiers or plans based on your shipping volumes. So you can do small parcel only. You can do small parcel and LTL if needed. You could start small parcel and then add LTL if you like. But it's just based on your shipping volumes. But just know with each plan, you do gain access to things like unlimited users. You're going to gain access to all the carriers. So if you do small parcel only, you gain access to all our small parcel integrations. Add in LTL, of course, you gain access to all small parcel and LTL. Of course, a lot of our clients are seasonal. So even though if you're in a plan or a tier, you're not locked in. So if you're going to next month, I know I'm going to be busy, you can even set up StarShip. Yeah, automatically bump me up because our volume is going to increase for the next 3 months. And then once you're done, you can bump yourself back down. So you're never locked in. Your first 30 days are free. And then you have options for paying month to month, or you can even prepay for 1 or 2 years to even receive further discounts off your subscription cost. Okay. And then real quick, just a live perspective from one of our customers, Crown Metal Manufacturing, really kind of sums up everything I was trying to talk about here, but they had a lot of challenges. Business was getting bigger, which is a good thing, a good challenge to have. So increasing order volumes, they want to automate their whole process. It was shipping and the complete like pick, pack and everything. That whole process was just taking them too long. So they wanted to knock that. Hey, when I process a shipment, I just want to be done with it. Let it take a couple seconds, not a couple minutes. Of course, manual entering tracking information into the accounting ERP system. So, StarShips, we came in and we just streamlined everything. As you see, really carrier management helps streamline that. Of course, save time, save labor with all the automations we can offer. And then, of course, they had real-time access to shipping data because StarShip, we even have a dashboard program where someone in the front office wants to gain access to information they can. So it was a great fit and really, really happy that things turned out so well with Crown Manufacturing. Okay. Now, as far as pricing and cost and who's going to pay for what, StarShip is a certified solution for UPS and FedEx. So because of that, we are also part of their subsidy program. So if you do not know, or if you are currently taking advantage of UPS's digital connections or FedEx technology incentive program, they are just programs where you can qualify for free funding, which of course you can use to purchase StarShip. Okay. And if you have any questions on that, usually you can reach out to a UPS and FedEx rep. If they kind of don't know what you're talking about, you can let us know and we can send you further information to kind of help guide them along. All right. But that's kind of my spiel. I really appreciate everyone taking the time again. And if you do, have an interest in streamlining your shipping with QuickBooks and StarShip, please feel free to reach out to us. More than happy. What we usually like to do is just do a discovery call first to get a better understanding of your shipping needs, and then take that information and schedule a live demo so we can show you how StarShip will work for you in your live environment. But appreciate the time. And with that, I'll hand it back over to Adrian.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you again for joining us today. I am David, a sales manager with Intermex. We're an SAP Business One Premier Partner. We've been helping businesses grow and scale operations for over 20 years. So in this session, I want to give you a clear of a challenge we see every week with businesses just like yours. That challenge is outgrowing the software that got you here. If you're running QuickBooks today, your business is growing, the conversation is for you. So let's walk through exactly what we're going to talk about today. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start with what the industry data is telling us about businesses scaling past QuickBooks. Then we'll get specific, looking at the exact moments companies outgrow QuickBooks, starting with inventory and working up through operations, finance, and integrations. And we'll close with a concrete path forward, what Intermax and SAP Business One look like as your next step. Of course, we'll do a few minutes at the end for questions, so keep them coming in the chats as we go along. Let's start with something I hear from prospects all the time. One of the most common calls we get goes something like this. We've grown really fast. Our shipping process is a mess. We can't keep up. And what we've learned and what the data backs up is that shipping is almost never the root problem. It's the first crack that shows up, but the foundation is already under stress. So when your shipping volume is growing, but your software is slowing you down, you're not facing the shipping problem. You're really facing a scalability challenge. Think about what that means, in practice. Your warehouse team is manually entering tracking numbers. Your sales team can't see live inventory. The finance team is reconciling data from 3 different spreadsheets. Everything touches everything. QuickBooks was designed for small businesses, and it does accounting beautifully up to a point. But when you cross roughly 5 million in revenue, or when you hit more than 7 or 8 users, or when inventory becomes complex, it starts to become the bottleneck and not the tool. So let's get specific. What does outgrown QuickBooks actually look like? Shipping is often the first department to break down when a company outgrows QuickBooks, but it's inventory complexity that's usually the underlying driver. Let me give you 3 specific examples of what I mean. First, landed costs. You import goods from overseas. Your real cost per unit includes the purchase price, freight, duties, and insurance. QuickBooks can't allocate landed costs to individual inventory items. That means your product margins are wrong every single time. Units of measure. You buy a product by the case, but you sell it by each. Your customer orders a pallet. QuickBooks forces you to manage all these manually or with expensive workarounds. In SAP Business One, you set it up once, and the system handles the conversions automatically. And third, and this is a big one for regulated industries, food and beverage, medical devices, or anyone with warranty obligations like lot and serial traceability. If a product recall happens. Can you tell me within 30 minutes exactly what customers received which lot numbers? If you're on QuickBooks, the answer is probably no, or it involves a painful spreadsheet exercise. These aren't edge cases. These are fundamental business needs that companies run into every day. And there are capabilities that SAP Business One handles natively out of the box. Inventory is just a starting point. Let me show you how deep this gap actually runs. So once inventory complexity hits, the rest of the operational gaps become impossible to ignore. The core issue is QuickBooks is an accounting system. SAP Business One is an ERP, an enterprise resource planning system. Those are fundamentally different categories of software. An accounting system records what happened. An ERP helps you plan, execute, and optimize every business process in real time. That's the shift we're talking about. Look at financial management. QuickBooks gives you a general ledger, accounts payable, and receivable. SAP Business One gives you multi-entity consolidation, multi-currency, fixed asset management, cash flow forecasting, and budgeting, all from a single source of system record. Sales and CRM. QuickBooks lets you create estimates and invoices. SAP Business One gives you full opportunity to cash pipeline from the first sales call through delivery, invoicing, and even service. Your sales team knows inventory levels in real time. Your warehouse knows what's been sold and when it needs to ship. Manufacturing is a gap that stops growing businesses in their tracks. QuickBooks has no solution. SAP Business One includes full MRP, that's material requirements planning, production orders, bill of materials, and even resource scheduling. In analytics, this one gets people every time. In QuickBooks, you run a report and export it to Excel. In SAP Business One, you have live dashboards. Every manager in the company sees the same data at the same time and in real time. No more which version of a spreadsheet are you on? Now let's understand what makes modern ERP truly powerful and what sits on top of this foundation, the integration layer and the AI capabilities that it unlocks. Here's something that surprises people. SAP Business One has been around for over 20 years, but it's built on a completely open architecture. So that means it connects to virtually anything, your e-commerce platform, your EDI trading partners, your third-party logistics, 3PL warehouses, even your CRM and your payment processor. There are over 500 certified solution partners who have built-in integrations and industry-specific extensions on top of SAP Business One. So again, if you're in the food and beverage, there are solutions built for you. Medical devices, the same. High-tech distribution, chemicals, building materials, all of them. Now let's talk about AI, and I'll be specific because AI gets overused as a buzzword. SAP Business One connects to the latest technology platforms, which power real AI capabilities. Demand forecasting that learns from your sales patterns, anomaly detection that flags unusual transactions before they become problems, and intelligent automation that handles routine approvals and workflows without human intervention. The practical result, your team stops doing data entry and starts making decisions. That's the big difference. A business that's managing its growth, or that's the big difference between a business that's managing its growth or one that's being managed by it. And this is where Intermax and StarShip come in as your implementation partners. We don't just install software, we connect your entire operational ecosystem. So all of these capabilities are working together from day one. So what's that look like as a path forward? Let me show you. Everything we walked through today connects here. SAP Business One doesn't just fix the gaps we talked about. It sets you up to run a fundamentally different, more capable business. Enhanced performance and user counts. QuickBooks starts to struggle past 8 to 10 users. SAP Business One supports up to 1,000 users with a single unified database. As your team grows, the system grows with you, not against you. Beyond inventory, you get complete visibility into every customer relationship, every vendor contract, every dollar in and out of the business, all in one place. No more toggling between QuickBooks and a CRM, a warehouse spreadsheet, and an Excel budget model. You know, the four areas you see here, dashboards and security, operations and order management, accounting and finance, and Q&A reporting, these aren't separate modules. They're bolted together. They're one integrated system. So when a sales order is created, the inventory is reserved. The purchase order is triggered if needed. The financial impact is recorded automatically. The companies we work with that have made this transition describe it in the same way. It's like going from driving with a parking brake on to finally driving the car the way it's meant to be driven. Here's the key thing I want to leave with you. The best time to make this move is before the pain becomes a crisis. The businesses that transition proactively, they scale cleanly. The ones that wait until they're in crisis, the transition is harder and can be more expensive. So with that, we've got a few minutes for questions. I'd also like to encourage you to visit our website, intermax.com. It's a great resource to share internally. So with that, I would turn it back to Adrian and let's see if there are any questions.
Everybody take care, have a great day, and enjoy the upcoming weekend.